The artwork for Anime Podcasters is provided by GoPro Kyo. Please go follow him at GoPro Kyo. Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. Today we have someone that I'm very happy to have on the podcast, someone who has been on many times. It is GoPro Kyo. How's it going, buddy?
Hey everybody, I'm back. We're gonna be talking about Giant's gambling addiction and how this anime helped him get through it, and he is finally recovered for the most part.
The thing is, I used to be a casino dealer, and then I had to move to Montreal, and so I had to quit my casino job. And this made me so sad, and I mean, I've been gambling ever since. Hopefully, by the end of this podcast, my addiction will be quenched. Just no comment from Kyo. So yes,
the
today we're
whole
going to be talking
anime
about
is
the
named
anime Kakegurui. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Kakegurui?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. This is a anime that Kyo mentioned in episode 23 that he was planning on watching for 2018. I'm still living in the past. And so we both watched this anime, and we're going to be getting into it. We're going to be talking about the storyline, the characters, favorite moments, and we're really going to just have a good deep dive. So actually, let's start with this, GoPro Kyo. How did you find out about Kakegurui? And once you found out about it, what made you interested to watch it?
Honestly, I found out about the anime through Aki Dearest, because like I do actually follow her stuff pretty closely. Like I'm really interested in like her point of view. She tends to like just kind of say things how they are, and she doesn't really dance around anything, honestly. But I got interested in it because of the way she described it. She said that it was, I don't recall exactly how she described it, but just like from what I remember, the way that she was talking about it, and how it's very different from the usual anime that we get, and like it's very unique in the sense that you don't really see that many anime that are about gambling. And
yes.
Because like you don't really think about Japan as like having a Las Vegas equivalent, you know?
Definitely.
Which I discovered was like there's quite a lot of culture behind that. Like if you guys go watch Gaijin Goomba's channel, he'll have like a little video on it, and I would definitely recommend watching it. It has a lot of information about like what Japan's history with gambling is. Really interesting.
Right on. Good stuff. Like for me, I first heard about this anime on the podcast on episode 23, and I said it. When I heard about it, I'm gonna watch this. Like I'm gonna watch this tonight. Did I watch it that same night? No, I probably went to bed. But I was on Netflix, and I came across it, and the dub version like was all there, all 12 episodes. What I really like about 12 episode series, they're very easy to get into and to finish. It's a nice little snack to just get through when you and these episodes are so good. They really like went by quickly. It's really like, I wouldn't say action. Well, yeah, there is a lot of action. Maybe not like physically, but there's so many tense moments. All these things are happening. It's crazy. It's very fan servicey as well. For me, I could take her or leave it, the fan service in this anime. I really enjoyed Yumiko as a character, though. She is absolutely insane. The way I said it, like she made me think of Yuno and from Future Diary, but like the gambling version of Yuno. She's crazy. She has this like thing where it's almost like we were watching the series. Like I felt like the fact that she was getting she was gambling all of everything she had ever away was almost like orgasmic to her, which was that's just like crazy to me. That like the fact that an anime like touches those like uncomfortable borders for some it just it really didn't mind like pushing the boundaries, and I think that plays into what's unique about it. I really enjoyed every episode had a different game. Every episode had something like on the line, and the thing is, I really enjoyed it because you like, for example, you know how in Yu-Gi-Oh when like Yami duels, like I know, just hear me out, this will make sense. He always wins, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Yumiko loses quite a bit through this anime, and that's what's really fun about it, because it's like these ups and downs that she goes through. What do you think about that?
I think, or like, to me, like what's going on is like the, or like at least based on like how the intro of the first episode goes, it's like they're talking about how the school kind of treats like your kind. I mean, it kind of works the same way a regular high school does. You kind of just fall into like the cliques, but instead of like falling into a clique, you kind of you kind of go into like a class system. It becomes like
Yes,
whoever
the
has
social system.
yeah, there's a social system in there, and it's very much focused on like if you lose all of your money, you start to go into debt, and then you become like the
A
lowest.
house
Yeah,
pet.
you become the lowest of the low in that. What I really like is the fact that she actually. It seems like she intentionally lost just so that she could just like from the way that I saw it, it looked like she did it just so she could destroy the entire social structure of the school.
Cause, oh right, cause there's of that rule of the house pets can challenge anyone from the student council,
Yeah.
right? So you think? Oh, I didn't think about that. So you think Yumiko lost on purpose? I think it was in the second episode that she lost on purpose.
I think
against
it's episode 3.
second or third, very early on. It says she like I know she wins that first round against the blonde character. The names are slipping. I haven't watched this anime in a little bit. And then the third one, third episode, she has that that game where she's like trying to match the cards and
Uh-huh.
everything. I know that at some point she loses and she becomes a house pet, and people ridicule her. They go, they plaster stuff on her desk. They make fun of her and everything.
Yeah.
And her response is, but house pets are like cats, and cats are cute things, you know. And she does like that little cat like movement, and I'm just like, you are really embracing this in really weird ways. Yeah, yeah, but I definitely think this hierarchy in the school and everything, and the way she goes, she starts at the very top in some sense because she takes out like one of the best players in the school and she works her way up is a very good storyline. Overall in the storyline, like how did you feel about the ups and downs and just like the adventure she went through? Like were there some like really big moments that you were like this is really good, did not see this coming? Just take me through your thoughts.
So as I was watching it, I was really thinking that like first episode the character wins, like she wins up against the blonde character, like the first like
Yeah.
top dog of the episode, like villain of the week sort of character. But like we get to so like instead of having the protagonist syndrome, or like as I like to call it, the Pokemon syndrome, where like Ash always wins even when he loses.
Yeah.
But so it's interesting to me because like I like towards the end of the show, like she does have some ups and downs. Like she's not always winning, but somehow, or in other words, I think that she's actually always winning, but she's not winning the game. She's more so winning in terms of like psychologically. Psychologically, she is the one who seems to have the reins, and like everybody thinks that they have her figured out, that she's just like very naive and innocent and doesn't have like like a shred of an ounce of an idea like what she's doing.
Right.
But she has the advantage in the sense that she is being what's the word, underestimated. And so in that advantage, she's able to just like pull the rug out from under her opponents. And she's also not really doing it for she's not really doing it to gain money. She's doing it because it's something that she just like, it's like heaven to that person. That's her nirvana. She lives for
Yes,
this.
exactly.
This is like her, this is
Yes.
literally her life. Like she
It's
cannot
a
get
very
enough.
twisted Nirvana.
Yeah.
It's so twisted to like you are putting everything on the line, and the she loves a good gamble. I forget what episode it was, but when she was facing that student council member who with the black hair and the glasses on that stage in front of everyone, and like she's like oh, I bet my life, I bet my friend's life, and she's just like every saving ever, and then like it's that game where I have to guess, is it a stronger or weaker hand,
Yeah.
and everything is like on the line. Like that episode had me like, I was like, oh my god, what the hell is this? And then it's like, well, no, of course the dealer will not allow to like bet someone's life forever, you know? And then it's like the dealer's like, oh yeah, I'll allow it. Like I'm like, that like this one word to describe this entire anime is definitely twisted for
Yeah.
sure.
What I what you bring up there is interesting because like they also kind of have a little bit of commentary in the sense of like what you do in high school kind of rules the rest of your life. And that's interesting because like there's a point in the show where the blonde character is like given a life plan like while she's a house pet.
Oh yeah, I got her name. It's Mari Saotome.
It's
So,
Mary.
Mari.
So it's like it's a
Mary,
regular
Mary.
name, so it's like Mary.
Mary.
Yeah.
So Mary, yeah. Mary is giving the life plan of Mary, yeah.
Yeah. So I really like that, or I don't know why, but like I'm kind of just spouting stuff right now, so like I
No worries, no worries. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. Keep
Where
spouting.
did we or shoot, what was I thinking of? Like I keep getting a thought in that.
We're talking about high school defining and everything.
Yeah. So like I really found it interesting how like they're like how they have that whole life plan for the character and that like it would define that character's life like completely, and it's interesting commentary to think that like what you do in high school is going to define you for the rest of life, which I mean at the time when you're a teenager you think that that's true, but it's not entirely true.
When you like as someone who like went through high school and everything, I really related to Ryota at the very beginning
Yeah.
of the anime. In the sense is like he's not like the most popular, but he's not like the least popular either. He's somewhere in the middle. And in what I'm trying to get at here, the reaction he has to everything, everything that is pulled throughout the anime, he's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
Yumiko, are you crazy? Like, what? Like his reaction, like he's the audience in a sense, is
Yeah.
how I felt like. And in that very first episode, like I love the bond that him and Yumiko end up developing. You know, like when Mary and Yumiko were doing that rock paper scissors game in the very first episode, like he was behind Yumiko telling Mary what cards are being picked, and he was basically stabbing her in the
Yeah.
back. But they still end up being like really good friends, and even in that moment where like they have that game where he's in one room and then Yumiko's in the other room, and it's like you decide how many bullets you're gonna load the gun and everything. That was like
Yeah.
that entire episode was crazy to me too. Like, what did you think about out of all the gambling games? Which one was like your favorite or least favorite?
Honestly, I think the probably the one where it's like they have to do like the matching cards thing, like where the crazy or like the crazy student council member, the one with the eye patch and the who's like carrying the gun
Right.
everywhere.
That one.
At first, I was liking how it was like they were sort of similar, but as like the episode goes on, you start to notice that like there's just this one shot in the beginning of the episode where it's just like, oh wow, it's probably going to be one of those episodes where they relate to each other. They kind of have like a unspoken bond, like just by like looking at each other. But then as the episode goes on, it shows that like Yumiko has like a much stronger sense of who she is, but the other character just has like this this fixation of living through somebody else and like also living through her own pain and masochism, which in my opinion was very interesting in the way that they portrayed it. They portrayed it very oddly, admittedly, but it is portrayed in a very eye-opening light, in my opinion. I think it's kind of hard to explain like how or like what masochism is like from the perspective of somebody who is not a masochist.
Yeah, no, definitely. But like going back to that character, like that one scene where she's in the bathroom and she has like the gun to her head, and she's like, one of the it's like half loaded, so you have like 3 empty slots
Yeah.
and 3 like slots with bullets, and she pulls the trigger and she ends up like not being shot, and like that's like the thrill for
Yeah.
her. Like that was, oh my god, like scenes like that really got me like I don't even know how to describe it. I was like, no, why are you doing that? No!
Like to
rattles
me
you.
that's just like to me that's just like a fun character to watch. Like I just enjoy characters whose heads you can't completely get into, but there's sort of like that little glimpse of humanity that you kind of understand, but like beyond that it's just like, what the hell is going on? Like it's very it really does, a lot of it makes you think, but admittedly I think the what really just like gets your head thinking is like how is this any different from real life gambling? Well, in my opinion, it's very,
It's
very
way
similar.
more exaggerated.
It's very exaggerated, yes, and that's the point of like anime. Anime and like cartoons are just all about exaggeration. They're about like making things like more apparent and more bombastic and big. And like admittedly, this is very, very exaggerated because like I've been to a casino once in my life and I can tell you that it's a little messed up to be in to like just like walk around and see these people like losing their minds over how much money they're losing and everything. And like I think this is something that more so like you should talk about, like from your perspective, how close to real life is some of this for you?
Okay. It definitely. It. Oh, this is a sensitive subject.
Okay.
I really don't want to butcher this.
Okay.
This anime obviously over exaggerates gambling.
Very
And
clearly,
you said
yeah.
it yourself. Very clearly, and it's a cartoon, it's anime. It will do that. But is there some truth to like these people? Like some people have gambling addictions, and some people like put everything on the line just because it's either their addiction or they need to in their situation. Yes, and have I was a casino dealer, and have I been in a situation where I've made people lose thousands of dollars? And I'm saying I, as in the house, right? Not
Yeah.
me intentionally being like, oh, I'm not gonna let you win. It's all gambling. It's all on the line. And at the end of the day, it's their decision to do that.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why a casino, at least in Canada, the one I worked at, you had to be 18 years old. You had to be an adult to legally play at these tables
Right.
because an adult needs to make an adult decision. And the thing is, like, I'll never forget, there was this one instance, and I don't want to go make this all about me,
Right,
but
right.
very quickly, I had this guy, he comes to my table, and where I was dealing blackjack,
Uh-huh.
and this guy was like, I need to win this, and he looks at me, he's like, I need to win this. I'm like, all I'm thinking is like, dude, I can't, like, control the fate here. I just hope you don't get pissed off at me. You know, I wish you the best, obviously. And he's like, this is my rent. Like, I need to pay my next month or I'm getting kicked out. Like, some people like put everything on the line for this, and it's really like it's intense, and there's definitely like stains of truth within this anime where some people are really that crazy. And like when we're talking about the eye patch character, I found her name, Midari. She is absolutely insane. I kind of want to steer back to the anime when we're talking about this. I definitely feel like Midari as a character was definitely the strangest one. She made Yumiko seem normal to me a little bit in a sense. Midari just had this thing where she was like, I want to get shot in the head like by myself or by the result. I want this game to like really like result into my death. And the way Yumiko like breaks it down, she's like, you're not a real gambler. We don't gamble for the same reasons. We don't have the same patterns, and we don't have the same values when it comes to gambling, and really like shines the entire truth of Midari in that episode with the gun gambling game.
Yeah.
Really was like a powerful scene to me. That scene really like put it all in perspective. It's just like you see this character Midari being insane, you're like, wow, that's a crazy character. But like Yumiko shatters her soul,
Yeah.
Church. It's absolutely like talk to me about this.
So, like, as I was saying earlier about this episode, what really fascinated me is, like, the fact that they're, like, based on the way the episode was going, it seemed like they were, like, just gonna be like, oh, they're similar, and then maybe, what's the character's name again? Like, not you.
Midari. Yeah.
Okay. It seemed like the way the episode was going, it seemed like they were gonna have it so that like she joins her and just follows her everywhere, and like it was going in that direction. But I loved how it twists everything around, and it goes into and it just says, she just flat out says, you're not a gambler. And here's why. So like she goes into the fact that real gambling means that you have something to lose. And admittedly, like the way that Midori sees it is that every time she plays Russian roulette with herself, she has the like 50-50 chance of, which is what gambling is. It's a like 50-50 chance. Like there's always the chance you could win, the chance you could lose.
Right. But like in any casino, the odds are always going to be the casino saver.
Exactly.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's a business. You want to make money.
Admittably.
There's a reason why the casinos like keep running. It's because they're winning every single day and they're making money every single
Yeah.
day. But I see what you mean. Either you win or you lose in that perspective. Yes.
Yeah. Well, like basically the point what the point was to Yumiko is, to her, gambling has to have a complete luck of the draw. There cannot be any point, like when you start the game, you cannot have an advantage over the other. Like there has to be equal footing for like both people, in her opinion, because otherwise that's not gambling. In which case it would have just been like you're playing this person into your hands. Like in a sense. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. But now that you bring that up, it makes you think like every single game she went to, like basically everyone was cheating.
Yeah.
Everyone was like trying to like put an advantage on her side, and it reminded me a bit of No Game No Life in the sense like as long as you don't get caught, like you're allowed to cheat.
Yeah.
But like she's super bright and intellectual, and she caught on to every single little thing that was happening. She's like, oh, you're cheating, you did this. Oh, your cards are perfumed, or your cards, I forget what it was, like your cards had a certain,
the first one.
like
the first one they kind of pull a Yu-Gi-Oh a trick from like My Valentine's trick, where like they put the perfume on the special cards, so like she would know exactly which one is the.
I don't recall if it was perfume. I think it was the thing with like the room temperature, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah,
but it was
it was basically the same thing though. Basically, like you have a special marker, so that way you know exactly which card is which.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, My Valentine on a Kakiguri podcast. Who would have thought? I feel like she would be a bit of a gambler.
Well,
herself,
I feel like that's what it's basically supposed to be, you know. But like the difference is that it's it's dual monsters. Very big difference.
No one's getting shot in the head.
Well, yeah, no. That would be
No, I know.
Well, you know, Jyan, they probably all just have invisible guns. You know. So. You don't know. That show could have been pretty messed up as far as we know. We never see the guns, but they're there, so they say.
Oh my God, you're killing me over here. No pun intended. That's great. That was great. That was really good. That was good. I gotta hand it to you, GoPro.
Yeah, I had to.
That was good.
That was too easy.
Man, I want to talk about I'm gonna butcher the name again. Jun. So Jun.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, we'll just go with that. Guys, just, you know what, just berate me in the comments. He's the very tall and muscular, he's always getting angry about everything. That one game where Mary and Yumiko team up on him, and he's basically trying to like control his partner, like, oh, do it like this, do it like that, and he didn't realize that Yumiko and Mary switched chips from the beginning. That was a great episode too. What would you think of him as a character, his flaws, everything?
To me, like I'm always like ready for the stereotypical characters that I'm not going to enjoy, and like he was definitely one of those characters, and like
I agree fully with you. I was gonna say stereotypical character.
Yeah, there's a lot, or like I'll admit that this show is not perfect, but it's so damn close. There's so like the whole show is just so good. I'm just gonna say right now, I recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. Why are you watching this video, for one? Two.
Oh man, you're all spoiled by this point.
Anyway, I was not, so like as I said, I'm not a fan of the character, but the way the whole match went, I was on the edge of my seat because just the way that this show is going, I would have believed it if it ended in Yumiko just losing altogether. And like she would, or like that, it would make sense to me. I would be totally okay if that's how the show ended, because like that's how it's kind of setting itself up. It's setting itself up in a sense that you're kind of not supposed to have that stereotypical like, oh, they have the Deus Ex Machina and it's gonna happen, and like everything's gonna be fine next week or in the next episode.
Right.
But like the thing is that with this show, it's actually allowing the character to fail. like we said earlier. But I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent here, but
No
the
worries.
but like the I feel like that was probably one of the weaker episodes because like it didn't seem like there was as much on the line as there were in like later episodes, especially with the
But it was the whole swap
Yeah.
thing. It was a one-off. I feel like this one was a one-off. Like you can improve or you could be more in debt. If you were someone like Yumiko at that point in the anime where she was like the basically the most in debt
Yeah.
ever, and Mary's like, please don't be on my team. Please don't be on my team. Please don't be on my team. They end up on the same team, and Yumiko's like, oh, I guess we're on the same team. She's like, I hate
Yeah.
you.
but like
Yeah, go ahead.
I really like sort of the tsundere type of relationship that Mary has with Yumiko because like it's very clear that Yumiko is not Mary's favorite person, but
No,
there
definitely.
is but like they do seem to share something in common. Like I think it's just the fact that they both really enjoy gambling, but I think that the difference between the two is that Yumiko does it for the sake of doing it, and Mary does it because she wants to be top dog, basically. Which she's had a taste of it, and like it's one of those things where once you've had a taste, you can't like go back to like how things were before. You have to keep trying to get to that point over and over. You see you have like the special dog treat or something, and then like you keep trying to get it. You get it the one time. And once you've had the taste of it, you keep trying to get it for the rest of your life, and that's basically how I see the character Mary. But
Definitely.
in terms of the episode, I really liked seeing the two of them work together. Like they have that Kaiba and Yugi sort of aesthetic to them. Like they like one is okay with the other, but the other one is obviously like, I hate you because I see myself in you, sort of deal. Does that make sense?
Right. Or like the rivals.
Yeah, it's like it is the rivalry sort of thing, but like I guess it's sort like in my eyes, it's the like it's very one way, you know, like because like Yumiko will take on literally anybody. Like she has this mentality of I don't care who it is, I just want to.
Fearlessness.
Yeah, she is very. I love the fearlessness of her and how she's not really afraid to like stoop down to the lowest level, if only to prove a point. And like that's what I was saying earlier, like how I believe that she actually lost on purpose just so that she could prove that a house pet could like literally wreck everyone's shit.
She definitely wrecked some people. One of the people she wrecked, and I want to go to this character, Kaede. He was the super manipulative character. The one, the treasurer. He has the key. He has all the money. The black hair character, you know. And he was basically doing that lesser or stronger or weaker hand game against Yumiko, and that character for me, like he first of all, I just want to say this. In episode 23, I said that like, oh, this is a very unique anime because it talks only about gambling, and I compared it to Zankyo no Terror because it's only about terrorism and like these subjects, making an anime out of them. It's very unique. Kaede looks exactly like 9 from Zankyo no Terror. Okay, just go do that right now. I promise you, they look the same. They are this like. Obviously, completely different characters, personality-wise, but like physically, they look very alike. Anyways,
Yeah.
I just want to point that out.
Or is that the main character from Terror and Resonance?
Zankyo no Terror Resonance has 2 main characters. You have 9 and 12.
Oh, so
he's one of them.
wait, so is he? He looks like the
black hair one.
I was gonna say because like the other one is the blonde dude, right? Is he blonde?
Or the brownish hair, long hair.
Okay, so
Yeah,
he's
no,
got
or
it's the
one with the glasses,
or the silly one, or the
The
peppier one, I should say, of the two.
Yeah. But I want to go here. He's super ruthless and he's super cold.
Yeah.
The way he's like, he does not care. He will take you out. I really enjoyed him as well because I felt like he was very observant. He was really like calculating every single possibility during the match, and he was one of the only characters to do that in the entire anime. So I definitely enjoyed him as an antagonist, but I knew that he was gonna be like one of the later bosses to get defeated at the end, like one of the later bad guys. Obviously, you weren't gonna throw him out in episode 1, but definitely by episode 10, he gets his due. So what did you think of Kaede? I'm curious to know what your thoughts on him was.
Sorry, just adjusting my computer here. I don't know, like, I think he had the best game aside from the finale. But, like, it was really interesting because, like, not only did we get to see Yumiko put everything on the line, but she also put somebody else on the line, but with complete confidence.
Yeah,
and
she
it
put
wasn't
Itsuki
even...
on the line.
Huh?
She literally put Itsuki on the line. She was just like... she's like, how much is your company worth? She's like, this much. She's like, I bet this much. Itsuki's like, oh my god.
Was that all you had to say there?
Yeah, sorry. That's all I had. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, just the thing that was really interesting as well was the fact that, like, not only is she willing to put everything on the line and her friend, but it didn't seem like she was doing it with 100% certainty that she would win.
Yeah, it's a gamble. You never know if you're gonna win or lose. But like, that one was stressful.
Yeah, like I totally would have believed if that was where it ended. I knew, but like I have to say that there were some gambles where I knew it wasn't gonna end. For one, you have 12 episodes, and two, two is the fact that shoot, what was I saying? I was saying that I knew it wasn't gonna end there, right?
Yeah.
Or I knew it wasn't going to end there because I knew that there was something pulling me through that whole thing. Like, just like, I was actually on the edge of my seat, not entirely sure, but I was like, in the back of my head, you're always thinking like, oh yeah, they're going to win, main character. But just the way it's all being portrayed is like, up until the point where the president is apparently there, it's just like, whoa. It's really
sure.
it's
like,
very like the whole thing is just like stressful. It's like, oh, it's so hard to explain. You're so on edge throughout the entire thing, and like Kaede is the character, right?
Yes.
Okay, Kaede is like the like that's the one that I think we got like the most, or like I got the most interesting backstory out of, like just the. And on top of that, like, he literally loses everything at the end of that.
Yeah, he's completely out.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy. Like, the student, it's crazy how you can go from like the top of the world to the very bottom in just one hand. It's insane.
And like you were saying earlier, that's pretty much how gambling is. You can put everything on that table, and you're probably not gonna win. Like, even if you have 100%...
no, for sure,
even if you have 100% confidence that you can, confidence doesn't do crap unless, like, you have complete, absolute luck on your side.
Yes, no, definitely. I want to jump to this next character, because she was there during the gambling between Yumiko and Kaede. Itsuki, she first gambles against Yumiko at the beginning of the anime with that card matching game, and what I found so weird and just gross and just disturbing about her was her nail collection. Why?
So much.
Why? Why? Kia, why?
Fucking cringe, dude.
Oh, dude. Okay, I gotta tell you something really
Please
funny.
go.
Okay,
Do
so
it.
I'm sitting up in my apartment. I'm in the living room, and my roommates are kind enough to like lend me their PS4. So I was watching this on Netflix on their PS4, and then but one of my roommates walks in, and it's that episode where she's like showing her nail collection, and he's like sitting behind me, just like on his phone. He looks at the screen. He looks all weird. I'm like, I turn back and I'm like, oh yeah, my friend recommended this. I'm just gonna stop watching this. This is too weird. Like, there's no way I'm gonna keep watching this. So I shut off like the PS4. I'm like, you can go ahead and like do whatever you want. And he goes like the game. I just went back in my room. Like, okay, so what episode was I at? I'm gonna go back. I was like, I'm done. I can't people can't like see me watching this. I'll just finish this on my own private time, which is kind of funny because I'm admitting to like watching this on this podcast, obviously. But that was that was a really funny moment.
It's
But going back
yeah.
to Itsuki, I love how like she was easily not easily, but like she really wanted to like win so bad. Like she is very determined that she put everything on the line in that gambling against Kaede with on Yumiko's side. That was a really good like moment to me. Any thoughts on that character?
On Itsuki?
Yes.
I don't necessarily have too much to say about Itsuki because like she honestly, to me, I feel like she could have been exchanged out for like any other character. But like, I guess the unique, like,
Really?
because
I disagree with that.
to me, like, she was kind of she seemed kind of generic to me. Aside from the nail collection thing, that was the only thing about her that kind of stood out to me. Or wait,
But she go. But the thing with the whole she's exchangeable. I can't agree with that because she really backs up Yumiko in a crazy way with like all of her funds and
Yeah.
everything. There's no way Yumiko ends up winning that game if it weren't for Itsuki in there. She comes out in some very like important moments, and I don't know about like she's exchangeable. I understand how you think that, but I don't know what kind of character could replace Itsuki.
I mean, I don't know. I just felt like she was very generic in comparison to the other characters. She didn't seem to stand out as much to me. But like now that I'm
Right.
saying it,
No, that's
but
a
now
fair
that I'm
point.
saying it, I'm thinking like, or like I know where she was significant, but I feel like I think I know what makes her unique specifically. The fact that she's similar to Mary in the sense that she's one of the top students who's got like she has the most money. She's like really good gambler.
Yeah, because of the toy company.
Quote unquote really good gambler, cheating gambler, obviously. But
Yeah.
but what like like the difference between her and Mary is that like she is clearly the she's there because daddy has the money sort of thing. And like I don't know the case for like
Daddy's girl kind of character.
kind of yeah. But like the and like it's very clear that her character has to learn like she needs to be able to do stuff on her own and she has to get somewhere on her own merit. Like she actually has to work for what she wants.
No, definitely. Then was that everything you had to say on Umemi on Itsuki? Sorry.
Yeah. Or actually, well, I have a little bit more to say. I guess I just like outside of that like character aspect, I don't feel like there's that much else to her. She seems very one note to me, but like I really but I do have to admit that she is a like it is interesting to see that type of character actually grow and change, but to me like the real focus that I really enjoyed most was just Yumiko. Yumiko was like Yumiko made the whole show for me.
Is the heart
Yeah.
of the show.
I just wasn't really a fan. I guess I just wasn't really a fan of Itsuki. I did like the scene in like the game with Kaede where she rips her nails off. I know it's a fucked up scene, but the fact
Oh no, that was a good one.
But like the fact of the matter is that means she is willing to give up literally everything. So like she dips into the bit of insanity that Yumiko is like always in whenever she's playing a game. And that was like
She never gives
Yeah.
up, Kyo. She is exactly like Rock Lee.
okay, sure.
She's like, I
Sure.
have the wealth, believe it.
Sure.
Never give up. Gate of gambling open.
Why? Freaking
Gate
why?
of gambling open. Gate of gambling. Why do I laugh at my own jokes?
Because even you have to admit
They're
sometimes they're just that good.
just
Sometimes
Okay.
sometimes I have to
Yeah.
agree with you. Other days, ow.
It's a gamble, Kyo. It's a
Shut
gamble.
up.
Okay, I do want to go through this character.
Yeah,
though.
go ahead, please.
Yeah. I want to talk about Umemi, this idol, this lie of a character. She pretends to be all like, "Oh, I love my fans. I can know all their birthdays." Da, 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 da. But she hates
Yeah.
it. She hates it. It's hysterical to me. This character is like the biggest contradiction ever, and Yumiko just puts her right in her place,
Yeah.
and it was so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. Like, do you have more to say? Because, like, if you do, I'm totally
No, go ahead,
I'm
go ahead,
totally
go ahead,
open
go
to
ahead.
letting you go
Go ahead.
first because I do have a lot to say about her as well.
Go ahead, jump from my point.
Oh boy, where do I start? Oh my gosh. I just like okay, this is where I'm thinking. So to me, I feel like this is who should have replaced Itsuki. Because like I kind of like the character, like Yumemi's character a lot more than Itsuki, because Itsuki, you don't really get a sense of like her like the scale or like the impact that her gambles have. However, with Yumemi, you see the you see what she stands to gain and what she stands to lose. And it like that's why I think that the whole portion of the show where they're going through and they're or like just the I don't know, like I don't know if I classify that one as much of a like a gambling thing as much as the other ones, because like it's very clear that whole like set of episodes is very fan service based.
Oh, this entire anime is fan service based. I want to talk about the fan service after Yumemi though, but I do see your points about her. I just like I feel like the challenges that she was doing, like of course it had to be showcased on the stage and she had to have a mic and she had to be in character. Like that was like she is a very set up character to be the pop idol. We see at the beginning of the episode, like people are watching her on YouTube like, oh, Yumemi, she's the best, blah 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 blah, Yumemi. And like what I liked about this character is like once like it was admitted that she hates her fans are still like, you know what? We still love you, you know? And this, like, is literally the saying, the truth will set you free. Yumemi, just be honest. Just be, like, from the get-go, like, I am not this smite. Like, no one should be that happy all the time. Like, honestly.
Admittedly.
Like, that is not healthy. Like, you can't, don't do that to yourself, bro. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Like, I did enjoy that, but, like, I still... Or like what I'm standing by here is that I think that Yumemi would have been a much better like stand-in for Itsuki, because like we have a sense of like what like the empire of like fans that she has and like how much that means to her, and like we get a real sense of what her dream is, whereas like to me we never really get an idea of like what Itsuki really wants to do. Like like at the very least I don't remember. But like every other character doesn't.
What is the show again? What is the show again?
Like I don't remember Itsuki's goal in the slightest. I don't have the slightest clue as to what her.
Pretty sure she wanted to take over the student council. She wanted to become the president and everything. She wanted to like she wanted to be top dog.
Yeah, so she's literally the same as Mary in that sense.
She has a lot in common. I don't know. This is a bit of a hard like comparison to make, but she like, you know how Naruto wants to become Hokage, you know. You know what? No, I take it back. That's a horrible comparison.
It's the same principle, yes, I'll admit.
Yes, but that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think we'll
just
drop it on that one. I think we get the idea. Just
she wants to be the very best. No, I'm kidding.
Somehow you took that from like a 10 to like a -11 just now.
Yeah, it's a gamble. It's a gamble.
No. Jayan.
It's like, why do I agree to these podcasts again?
Yeah, I question that sometimes too.
Every time. And he's got another one with me. He does Cloud 9 too. This guy, he's a gambler. Okay. But my final thoughts on Yumemi, I did think that she was an entertaining character, in the sense that like all of the games like that she had, then made it like decide like, oh, it's a tic-tac-toe kind of thing, and then you had to like see who wins. So there was like a game within the game, and the way she had it all set up, like she was definitely an entertaining character. Like you can't take that away from her.
No, I cannot take that away from her. I totally agree with you on that. The only thing that I can't, or that I think that I don't agree with you on is probably just what is it? Itsuki. Itsuki is the only character that like I wish was a little more different. I wish she stood out a little more. because like there's the
I feel like we have enough characters that stand out.
well, yeah, that's my point. I don't think
you
that
think?
I think that like they should have just like put Yumemi in place of Itsuki, because Itsuki's just the
But then who takes Yumemi's place in that situation? No, who takes Yumemi's place if you replace it's Itsuki with Yumemi?
just cut out the whole episode.
I don't know. Fair enough.
I'm just saying, like, cut out the episode with Itsuki, because like you don't really gain that much from it. She was just
We're gonna have to do a vote rock paper scissors gambling game to decide who wins this one, Keo. That's the only way it's gonna work. I mean, at this point in this podcast, we're gonna go back and forth. But I mean, rock paper scissors, Keo.
somehow, or for some reason, when I got on this podcast, I was somehow ready for you to like somehow connect this show to Death Note in some way.
I was going there.
I knew you were gonna do it.
Okay, but first, I want to talk about, I think like, the fan service in this anime. I don't know, like I've watched fan service animes before, but it's not something that like I need in a show. It's something I can leave on the side. I know it's a thing that like people who don't watch anime are like, oh, why would you watch like fan service? It's like one of those things that like make people like turn their heads away from anime. How did you feel the fan service impacted this anime? How do you feel like the fan service theme, how it like blended within the show? What were your thoughts on that, Keo?
After like the whole scene with Yumiko doing the cat thing, I was just like that, or like to me that was the only like really like what's the word I'm looking for? Like no,
Too much?
no. It's not. That was the only moment that seemed very standard and very like just very like common anime trope. Like it's the moe trope. Like the girl is cutesy and everything. Like just like it caters to like the fanboys in the basement and such. But beyond that whole scene, like I think that the rest of the show, it works the fan service in a way that it's not distracting. Like it's very clear that the characters are supposed to be messed up, and that the like they're supposed to not be the same as any other person. Like any other person is like aroused in the general way you see or think of something that just like triggers the pheromones in your head, so on and so forth. But in this case, the characters get off on like doing the gambling, or in like in Yumiko's case, it's the gambling that gets her going, and then like with crap, what was the crazy girl's name? I keep forgetting that one. Midari, yeah. And with like with her, it's the thrill of surviving or like just not getting shot, basically.
I think she wants to get shot.
I know she wants to get shot, but like the thrill is that she just gets to or like I guess the thrill is kind of hard to explain, but
you haven't explained it, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things that you don't need to say. And I know it's ironic, we're on a podcast, we have to word out everything, but you guys get it.
It makes sense if you've seen the show. You kind of get the idea that she just gets off on the fact that the chances are not entirely in her favor. Like the fifth, or like it's completely up to chance. Like in the terms of like Russian roulette, it's up to chance. So like you.
How do you feel she feels about Yusuke Urameshi since he has a spirit gun?
Let's go ahead and start connecting Death Note, as you were obviously going to do.
No, but like, could you imagine a game where like it's like, okay, so we're gonna put two Yusuke's in the tray. One of them has a super spirit gun, the other one just a regular spirit gun.
That's not 50-50.
You're just gonna get shot either way. Okay, enough. I'm sorry. I'm saying enough. Stop it, Giant. Stop it right now, Giant. Enough. Okay,
I'm just gonna say the only connection I can see between this and Death Note is the just like the art style. The art style looks very similar, but
yes, that was yes.
That's
but
like to me that's the only thing I can draw from that. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, okay. I'm going to talk about this character and then how the race death made me think of Death Note. Runa is the character that I want to talk about. It's the little childish. She always has like a lollipop in her mouth. She's always like, yeah, this character. I hated that character. It was annoying. Why are you there? I would replace you with just the paint on the wall. That's perfect. Just like No, but she honestly super annoying. Like I've how many times have I seen that character?
Yeah,
Like
that's
a million times.
that is a very common anime trope, like the or the like the cutesy, the lolly type of character. Not a huge fan, not a
Yeah.
huge fan because I see it too often. But I do
Yeah,
see,
exactly.
but like I will admit there are some that I see that are stand out, like just from the show. Like to me, Dead Man Wonderland had a good, like insane lolly character, but like the whole Dead Man Wonderland show was like meant to be messed up, and like that's what I enjoyed about it.
Though what made me think of what connects Death Note to her, in my opinion,
Yeah.
she made me think of Misa Miso with her immaturity and her little childish ways of acting. I was like, oh my god, this is like Misa Misa shrunk, wearing a hoodie, and has a freaking lollipop in her mouth.
She's like who was that like anime? I can't remember who that anime character was, but it was like that girl who like went chibi mode. Like once she got into her room, like she got that orange hood on, and then she just like became an annoying little shit.
Oh yeah, I'd have to name the anime. I can't.
You know what I
That's-
mean?
Sounds
You
like
know
every-
exactly who I mean, though.
No, I
What?
don't. That's why I'm saying you need to name the
Oh.
anime.
I have no idea. I'll just have to like send you the picture or something later.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. That's all I had on Runa. Anything you want to add to Runa?
I don't know. Like just like from what I saw in the show, it seemed like every like you know how like every show in anime seems to have like the dark council and the shadows, and like there's always the playful one in that group of like seriousness.
Yes.
I thought or like that whole concept is like super standard. Like a lot of the what I like about the show is that it has a lot of the standard stuff, but it takes that stuff and it twists it a little bit. And admittedly, I do agree with you with like not necessarily liking Runa. I've seen much better portrayals of that type of character. And like the cool thing to me is that like a lot of really good anime uses the template of like you have to have this, this, and this. But when they like get into production and everything, they start like changing the character just enough so that you kind of don't even think about the template that they clearly had to start with.
No, I completely agree with you. I want to jump to this final character, and we can start wrapping
Okay.
things up. I think we should talk about Kirari, the president.
Mhm.
She looks like she has clown makeup with like her blue lipstick and her blue eyes. It's like very like. Anyways, this character, the final game where you have to flip over a card and like the point game was kind of lame to me, but like I really did enjoy her character. She was like very like you just knew she was like a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like absolutely insane. I really like she's like I don't know. I like at when she invites like Mary to be at the council, like you like to be part of the student council. You saw that she was also very strategic, and she had like she was trying to implement plans so like this whole Yumiko taking over like the school thing wouldn't happen. It was a very good like setup for a character, and like those few episodes where she leaves but she's actually there the whole time. That was actually a pretty good
Yeah, I
setup,
thought
too.
that was
So
great.
I did enjoy her. So yeah, what about you?
What so like this is just like coming from a design standpoint. I like that she is like her primary color is like the light very sky blue type of color, like for the lipstick and the
Right.
eyeshadow. And the interesting contrast to that is that Yumiko is wearing red. And when you think of like colors like red, you usually get like you get like a little flag in your head. You're like, "Oh, watch out for red." But like with blue, that's supposed to be a calming color. But like the thing is, in terms of those colors, the characters are switched around. So like you're okay with Yumiko because like she's the main character, and you kind of just get attached to her, like in terms of like just likability and just how she acts in general. And then there's the president character who is the exact opposite. That's the character you should be looking out for. But oddly enough, you're kind of like based on that color, you're not entirely on edge, and you should be though. But like you mentally, you should be, but based on the color, you're kind of relaxed because she's relaxed, and then on top of that, Yumiko is supposed to be your main character, but the red kind of also sets off the signal like she is obviously crazy, you know.
Definitely.
That was just like a little design detail that I thought was really really clever. Like just in the color palette, it was like, to me, that's a really really brilliant way to just make contrast work. Anyway, did you have more to say on the president character?
I wish he lost at the end and it ended up in a tie. I feel like that was like a whole like I was like, oh, all these wins, a tie, really, like a tie. That's what you're giving me it with. But it's interesting because it gives a good setup because I feel like this anime will have.
It does. There is a season 2 coming. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I confirmed, or like I was checking my anime list just today and I saw that.
GoPro Kyo confirms he's working on the second season of Kakegurui. Yes, I was fooling you guys the whole time. He's actually the main producer. You guys have been all clickbaited. No, I'm kidding.
No, I did see the list on my anime list, and I was actually kind of expecting the show to just kind of end there, and I would have been fine with it if it just did. You know, like,
I need more Yumiko in my life.
I agree with you. I need more. I guess I kind of need more, but at the same time, if the show just stopped with season 1, I would have been totally okay. If not for those, like, the little cliffhangers that it left for us, like the president and the vice president are probably, like, twin sisters, I think.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
I'm pretty sure, because, like, there was there are the closing shots, and, like, it's clear that one is not, or, like, one is there, but the other is elsewhere. I don't know. Like, they both look the same, and I'm assuming that
that's one for the anime theory channels.
Well, no, it's like very clear that like one of them is, or that they're twins or something.
Really? Wait, the president and the vice president?
Yeah, because like like one of them was leaving, and then they're doing the whole meeting thing, and she's on the phone with like all these other people, and then come to find out that the vice president character, the one who was wearing the mask, was the actual president the whole time. So, you know. Oh
my god, they are twin sister. You're actually right. You're actually right. That's not one for the anime theory channels. It's already been solved. We're faster than you guys. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. All right. I mean, her twin sister, there was not much to her for me. Like, she almost lost that like game with the blades. And turned out she was cheating. It feels like a very like another one. You know what I mean? It feels like another one who cheated, or another one who has this, or another one. You know what I mean? It felt like very repetitive. Like she was like a very quiet character too. There was not much to her. She was like hiding her face with a mask. I could take it or leave it for the vice president.
Well, like you're not supposed. Well, I think. Well, the point is that you're probably not supposed to pay her that much mind. But like here's the thing. Maybe
so she's actually related to Itsuki in that case. Okay.
Like I think that the thing is that you're kind of not supposed to pay any mind to the one with the mask, and like that's supposed to be the vice. Well, like I mean, that's the vice president. So
yeah, though that's the vice president is a pretty high up student council position,
and so like maybe neither one of them is, or like maybe they never switched at all. Maybe the actual president was always gone, and then the vice president was actually the one who was there mediating. Who knows?
Possible. That's all I got. Any final thoughts on this on Kakegurui, Kyo? Go ahead.
I actually just wanted to talk a little bit about the climax. I really liked how the like it was really building up a lot, and that I mean, I guess I was kind of disappointed at first when like it's just a couple card turns and then the game's over. And then like you said, it was a tie pretty much at the end, right? Yeah,
it is a tie. At the end,
yeah. I wasn't entirely a fan of that, but at the same time, I did like how the guy character, I can't remember his name either. He gets a taste of like what it is to truly gamble, and like what Yumiko feels every time she rolls the dice or draws the card and everything. And I really liked Ryota. Like how he really gets a sense of like that's what's going on in their heads. Like this is how they feel. And
and he's like,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I just really felt like it all kind of came together at the end, and the real point of that whole climax was just like sometimes it's not always that big and exciting. Like the rest of the show kind of sets the bar a little high for the climax to just make it really big. So I felt like it was interesting how instead of going into going into something bigger and more grander, it actually just kind of went into something smaller and just like very confined to those two characters. And it was really interesting to also just see those two work off of each other. They don't hate each other, though they kind of should, because like Yumiko is supposed to is like, it's clear that her goal is to just bring the whole society that the president has brought together down, because it in this yeah and like at the beginning of the anime it does say that the new president, like that president, is the one who like implemented that whole societal standards sort
All
of
the
thing.
house
Yeah,
pets and
exactly.
everything. Yeah. But they also said at the beginning of the anime, like when we had this new student arrived, like everything
Yeah.
changed. She's the Avatar.
No, everything
no.
changed when the Yumiko attacked.
She's the Fire Nation. Yumiko's the Fire Lord.
Yes. She is the
Rosai.
But yeah, those are my thoughts on like the climax. But but like as you were saying, I guess we should get pretty close to like wrapping this up here, because we're passing an hour mark here at this point.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, in terms of the show, last few points I just want to bring up are like the theme song is very unique in the sense that you don't really see like jazzy type of anime intros anymore. Like not, or like it's very much
Right,
like
the last.
it's very much like the Cowboy Bebop intro.
Exactly, I was gonna say
Yeah,
it was very
exactly.
Bebop.
And like it's very contrasting to like the way the rest of the show goes, and it's very it's kind of fun, it's relaxing, but it's exciting, and then the show is like a complete contrast to that. And then
No, it was a good
Yeah.
intro. I think I might cover that.
yeah, we'll see. I actually like to see that. I just want to know what happens.
Yeah. I'm excited this anime's got a season 2. I'm always happy when I find a good series. I watch it, I binge it, and I'm like, oh man, I want more. And then it's like there's more that comes out. So I look forward
Yeah.
to the second season. Overall, this anime, it's
Yeah.
very good. It's
At least it's
very
not
good. You can't
at
take
least
that
it's
away
not
from
pulling No Game No Life piece of crap on us. So
it. Where it takes like forever to come out.
yeah, and like
Yeah,
it doesn't even
Um,
come out with a second season. Just give us some movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you about the movie after when we'll be off the podcast.
Yeah.
But basically, to complete my thoughts here, I enjoyed Yumiko as a character. She is unique. She's very unique. I have not seen a character orgasm as much as her when it came to gambling.
Fair enough.
Okay. No, but seriously, like she's very unique in the sense that like she really puts it all on the line. And yes, we've had crazy female characters before, but she has her own strand, and she really makes this show worth watching. You never know what she's gonna do next. She's super unpredictable. She's like you cannot guess what she's gonna do next, and she keeps you on your toes, and I really enjoyed that about her. Her and Ryota working together alongside Mary and Itsuki by the end of the show, how they all start like they're not actually like what was that sound? When they're on the when they're not like all allies, but they kind of like formed their like little group. It was the high school element of
Yeah.
it obviously helping. That was great. The whole social rankings of this anime was also a very cool system. I really enjoyed that, how you can go from top to bottom to top. There's an opportunity to switch. There's always something to be resolved via gambling. It's very unique in that sense too. A great anime. Go watch it if you still want to watch it, even though you've been super spoiled at this point. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna let GoPro Kyo plug his stuff away. Let him know what's good, Kyo.
All right. I don't have any videos coming out right now. I do have plans for maybe doing like a speed paint on Black Panther, because the Black Panther movie just came out in America today. So I might Okay. I might go ahead and do that.
Sorry. I like
but
after that Cloud 9 episode in the death battle, which we were right about. I really want to see that movie. But go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. Let's see. You guys can find me on Twitter at GoProKyo, as Jayan always seems to remind you. And I guess that's it. Just find my stuff in the description below, and thanks for watching the video.
Yeah, guys, for sure. And on my end, you can definitely subscribe to me on YouTube. That's where you're gonna get all the video feeds, videos for Anime Podcasters. Anime Podcasters is also available on SoundCloud and iTunes. Link will be in the description for that. My Twitter is at Jayan, Jain Music, and that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure to leave a review for us on iTunes on Anime Podcasters, and if you guys enjoy our conversations, Kyo and I, we also have another podcast we do called Cloud 9. Go subscribe to Cloud 9. It's in my channel box. Go check out. We have 3 or 4 episodes by the time we're releasing this one, so go check that out. Thank you guys so much for the love, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.